Welcome back mga kabayan. Nagbabalik po muli ang inyong lingkod upang magbigay sa inyo ng mga bago at nagbabagang mga balita. Tila ba naging mainit na usapin ang isyong ito sa mundo ng social media? Isang matinding labanan ang nagaganap sa loob ng pamilya ni Kuting habang ipinagpapatuloy ni Senadora Amy ang kanyang kampanya upang pababain sa pwesto ang kanyang kapatid na si Presidente Kuting. Sa kabila ng pagiging magkapatid, tila ba isang napakalaking agwat ang namamagitan sa kanilang mga paniniwala at hadikain para sa bansa. Sa isang pahayag na inilabas ni Senadora Amy, mariin niyang itinulig sa mga patakaran at proyekto ni Presidente Kuting ng aniyay hindi umano makakabuti sa bayan. Ang ating bayan ay nangangailangan ng tunay na pagbabago at hindi na mga proyektong pansarili lamang, ani ni Amy. Hindi ko mapapanood na tahimik lamang habang ang ating mga kababayan ay nahihirapan. Ilang linggo ang lumipas mula nang magsimula ang tensyon sa pagitan ng dalawa na siyang nag-ugat mula sa hindi pagkakasundo sa ilang isyu ng administrasyon. Ayon sa mga ulat, pinipilit ni Amy na magkaroon ng investigasyon sa ilang proyekto ng gobyerno na pinangungunahan ng kanyang kapatid. Sa kabilang dako, si Presidente Kuting ay nanatiling tahimik sa gitna ng kontrobersyang ito. Sa ilang pagkakataon, sinabi ng kanyang tagapagsalita na si Kuting ay nakatuon pa rin sa kanyang mga tungkulin bilang presidente at patuloy na naglilingkod para sa ikabubuti ng bayan. Gayunpaman, hindi napigilan ni Senadora Amy ang kanyang mga taga-suporta na magtipon-tipon at ipakita ang kanilang suporta sa kanyang laban. Libong-libong taong nagpakita ng kanilang suporta kay Amy na pababain ang presidente sa kanyang posisyon at nang palitan na ni VP Sara Duterte. Hindi ito simpleng away pamilya, ito ay laban para sa katotohanan at hustisya, sigaw ng isang taga-suporta ni Amy. Habang lumalala ang tensyon, inaabangan ng buong bayan kung paano harapin ng magkapatid ang isyong ito. Marami ang naniniwala na ang kinakalabasan ng labanang ito ay magkakaroon ng malaking epekto sa kinabukasan ng bansa. Sa ngayon, patuloy ang laban ni Senadora Amy para sa kanyang mga pananindigan habang si Presidente Kuting ay nanatiling matatag sa kanyang posisyon. Ang bayan ay nasa isang estado ng pag-aabang, hinihintay ang susunod na kabanata sa dramang politikal na ito. Well, para nga sa buong impormasyon ay panoorin na lamang ang buong video at kung bago ka pa lamang sa aking channel, huwag kakalimutang mag-subscribe, pindutin ang notification bell at piliin ang all upang laging maging updated sa mga bago at nagbabagang mga balita. At sa mga solid viewers naman natin dyan, maraming salamat naman po sa patuloy na pagtangkilik sa ating channel. Tuloy-tuloy lang po ang laban para sa katotohanan at para na rin sa kinabukasan ng ating pinakamamahal na bansang Pilipinas.
Para magsalita doon sa harapan ng konseho. Mr. Mayor, could you please answer that?
Kasi po, si Mr. Santos ay...
Maiintindihan ko sana, Mayor, kung siya'y haharap para sirain ka o maging witness laban sa iyo. Pero yun, dinidepensa ka eh.
Again, Mayor Punsalan wrote the Sangguniang Panlalawigan at ipinakilala niya si Loreto Santos, Mayor's Chief of Staff. Sir Ombudsman, ito lahat ang mga dokumentong nagpapatunay na kahit hindi siya sinertify pa ng HRMO na hindi nga sa kawani ng Sangguniang Panlalawigan, ngunit lahat ng mga dokumentong ito nagtaglay siya ng kapangyarihan dahil nga sa kagagawan ni Mayor Punsalan. Pero sana po, Mr. Representative ng Sangguniang Bayan, ma-reconsider po ninyo yung binanggit naming joint resolution. Because bago po pumunta sa napakarami pa pong sasabihin sa inyo sapagkat baka magtagal lamang. Ano po ba yung threshold na hinahanap natin? I remember in the Senate hearing with respect to that Senate resolution involving the Mayor of Bamban. Hindi ko po alam kung anong dokumento ang nakakuha nila doon. Pero yung DILG, meron po ba ang DILG rito? Madam Representative from DILG, napakabilis po ninyong umaksyon pagdating sa mayor ng Bamban. I have nothing to do with, I don't know her from Adam. I'm from Tarlac but I don't know the mayor of Bamban. Ang nakikita ko lang, kami po 34 na track na dokumento na ang naiparahayag namin dito. Wala man lang pong gumagalaw sa DILG kung kayo po ay magsasampa ng kaso sa ombudsman. Pero yung mayor ng Bamban, di ko po alam kung ilang dokumento pong natin. Ang bilis po ninyo na nag-aksyon. Nasaan po ba yung DILG? Nanggaling doon, napunta rito. Oh. Ano po ba yung threshold, madam?
Good morning po, Mr. Chair and the members of this committee. Sa Bamban po,
Mr. Chair, may I request that the representative of the LG identify herself and the position that she holds at the DILG.
yes po. Good morning po again. I'm Attorney Charmaine Jacqueline Paulino. I'm the Regional Legal Officer of the ILG Region 3, Your Honor. Together with me are the lawyers from the central office, from the legal services. So as regards po sa Bamban, actually po the DILG regional office is not really included in the investigation. We just assisted them to makipag-coordinate po with Bamban, but the task force includes the DILG lawyers from the central office, Your Honor. That's why the decision making as to the regional office po, we didn't take part po in the decision as to the filing of the case. It is the central office, Your Honor po.
Nasaan po yung taga-central office? Legal.
Please, occupy the seat.
Good morning po, Your Honor, Mr. Chair. I'm Attorney Leo Mingito from Legal Services of DILG. With regard po sa...
Sandali po. Have you taken your oath, attorney?
Not yet, Your Honor.
Please, Comsec, please administer the oath.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth for this committee. So help you God.
Thank you, Comsec. Please proceed, attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes po. Sir, with regard po dun sa Bamban po, nag-create po kasi po ng task force doon. So yung task force po yung binigyan po ng duty para po mag-investigate and para po mag-file po ng case sa ombudsman kapag po nakapag-build up po ng case. So with regard po sa San Simon, sir, as of now po, as far as I know din po.
Teka muna, attorney. Ano ba yung threshold? Kasi nag-create pa lang kayo ng task force. Pero nakapag-initiate na kayo, nakapag-file na kayo agad ng case sa ombudsman. You will realize that this committee has been conducting meetings. Pangilan na ito, Mr. Chair? Pang-anim na ito. And the committee meetings speak volumes of documents proving the irregularity, massive irregularity in all respects.
I agree po.
Pero
Sir.
wala. Ang bilis-bilis kay Alice Go.
Yes, sir.
I'm saying, hindi ko po kilala yun. Ano yung threshold? Meron po bang selective dito na if I say speaks volume, totoo ito.
I agree po.
Bakit wala man lang? I will direct you to siguro ganito na lang. In Section 16 ng Local Government Code, The grounds for disciplinary actions. An elective local official may be disciplined, suspended, or removed from office on any of the following grounds. Di ba? Nandito. Dishonesty, abuse of authority, misconduct in office, gross negligence, dereliction of duty. Kung ito hinahanap mo, nandito lahat. Kaya lang, nakalagay din naman kasi rito, such other grounds as may be provided in this code and other laws. An elective local official may be removed from office on the grounds enumerated above by order of the court. So paano tayo magkakaroon ng order of the proper court kung hindi naman kayo mag-i-initiate ng case para po sa ganon magkaroon ng visa yung Section 60?
Your Honor, if I may po, with regard po sa department po kasi, we act according po dun sa AO 23-1992, if I'm not mistaken po, Your Honor. Sabi po dun is investigative lang po talaga ang DILG. We have no power po to initiate the a complaint po dun sa OP. So if may magko-complaint po, kami naman po, sumusunod lang po kami dun sa sinasabi ko pong AO.
Sinasabi ba ng Section 60 that DILG is not a party to file a complaint? Sinasabi ba? Maghihintay pa kayo na kung sino yung magpapile?
Wala naman po, sir. Pero yun nga po.
Section 60 is very silent.
Yes, correct po, sir.
On whether or not you will file a case. Kung magpapile kayo, wala naman sinasabing violation dito kung kayo magpapile. Pero ang sinasabi namin, despite the fact, this is already the 6th hearing of this committee and obtained several documents already documenting irregularities and violations of existing laws, rules, and regulations. Ito na lang pinag-uusapan natin kay Mr. Santos.
I agree, sir.
They bypass civil service laws and regulations. Can you imagine he will appear in a barangay council, in a panlalawigan, by the mere letter of the mayor, but the mayor will later turn back against him. No, kaya sila na contempt. Kayo po nakikita nyo, naririnig nyo lahat ito ngayon, pero walang kumikibo. Sinabi ba rito na hindi kayo pwedeng mag-initiate ng case against hearing officials?
Wala po, sir.
Wala po, di ba?
Correct, sir.
Kasi sinasabi ko po, ano ang threshold? Bakit si Alice Go, nag-file ka pa? Nag-create ka pa lang ng task force kami. Pang-anim na hearing na po ito. Ganito po Kaya po kami inimbita namin kayo, with all due respect, as well as the presence of the representative from Ombudsman. I-open po natin yung Kasi po rito sa attorney, I'm the Ombudsman. Dito po kasi sa inyong charter, sir, Section 25, Republic Act 6770, penalties, paragraph 1, is not applicable kasi presidential decree ito. In paragraph 2, sabi po niya, in other administrative proceedings, the penalty ranging from suspension without pay for 1 year to dismissal. Ito po, from suspension without pay for 1 year to dismissal with forfeiture of benefits or fine ranging from 5,000 pesos to twice the amount malversed illegally taken of blah, blah, blah. Taking into consideration circumstances that mitigate or aggravate the liability of the officer or employee found guilty of the complaint or charges. Can you please enlighten the committee to Attorney?
Before Attorney Fernandez answer the query of Congressman Alcoyta, let me acknowledge the presence of Congressman Busita, representing One Rider Party List. Thank you for coming, sir. Please proceed, Attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It means, Your Honor, that the Ombudsman is the administrative disciplinary authority over public officials and may impose the appropriate penalty as stated in those ranges as authorized by law in accordance with the evidence and the facts of the case, Your Honor.
And it says to dismissal. You can dismiss. Sabi niya, taking into consideration circumstances that mitigate or aggravate the liability of the officer. Ito pong mga nakalap naming ebidensya of irregularity and violations left and right. Don't they constitute aggravating circumstances to merit dismissal of the erring officials of San Simon?
Attorney.
Your Honor, without prejudging the case and without preempting the appropriate office who will make the eventual resolution of the case, Your Honor, which is the Office of the Deputy Ombudsman for Luzon, it suffices to state that a case may be refiled if there are additional evidence, especially the one that surfaced during this series of hearings that would justify the refiling of the complaint and the revival of the proceedings of the complaint against the subject, Your Honor. It could be that I'm not familiar with the earlier case, not privy, Your Honor, but it could be that the earlier complaint filed by the complainant was found to be insufficient to find the probable cause at that time. But with the surfacing of the new pieces of evidence, it could be that it could justify the refiling of the complaint, since a resolution or decision of the Ombudsman in preliminary investigation cases does not have the effect of a double jeopardy. So it may be refiled with the pieces of evidence now discovered and unearthed, Your Honor.
Thank you for the answer, Mr. Chair. I'm not only referring, of course, to the earlier joint resolution that we tackled earlier, but I am hoping that the officer of the DILG will be serious enough to file the appropriate complaints based on the evidence we have gathered so far after 6 hearings of this committee, so that paragraph 2 of section 5 of the Ombudsman Charter will apply. Sayang naman ito.
Mr. Chair, if I may add po, dun po sa nabanggit ko po na AO number 23 series of 1992, under dun po sa Rule 3, Section 1, actually you are correct po, sir, that the OP through the DILG may initiate po the proper complaint. So in connection with this, I will relay po dun po sa proper officials to initiate po the proper complaint po sa mga erring officials po ng San Simon, sir.
So the committee expects the commitment taken by the representative from the DILG, Mr. Chair.
DILG.
Yes, sir.
Especially, I would like to manifest also in relation to the aggravating circumstances that we made mention. The mayor of San Simon has been preventively suspended several times. Iba preventive pagkatapos yung final verdict 6 months. I think dalawa na po yung suspension niya for 6 months. And yesterday, another preventive suspension was meted out by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. What are we waiting for? Gusto po niyo umabot ng limang suspension?
This is duly noted for Your Honor.
Doon po sa unang suspension niya, it involved the anomalous purchase of lands in connection with the expansion of the Municipal Hall of San Simon, Pampanga. The Ombudsman appreciated the report, although medyo nabawasan lang ng konti yung it was simple negligence yata imbes na grave whatever. Grave abuse, parang simple lang ang na-appreciate ng Ombudsman. We do not contest that because just the same, the Ombudsman meted out a 6-month suspension sa mayor. Pero we would like to take advantage of the presence of the Ombudsman. Despite the absence of a valid contract as basis for the payment, the municipality of San Simon, represented by Mayor Punsalan, disbursed the amount of 35 million to one Gian Jebilin on February 14, 2020, and another 10,007,200 pesos on the same date under a separate voucher for a total of 45,007,200 pesos. During the hearing, the officials of San Simon admitted that the expansion plan of the municipal hall was not included in the approved comprehensive plan of the LGU. They also admitted that it was not in the comprehensive land use plan or CLUP. The last subject matter of the anomalous sale are subject of a petition dated November 11, 2005 in the RTC of Macabebe, Pampanga, docketed as SP Special Proceedings Number 05-0534M. Gian Jebilim does not appear as one of the heirs of Artemio Reyes Sr., the registered owner of the subject lots in the latter's last will and testament. The probate court appointed Engineer Artemio Reyes Jr. and Grace Marie Reyes Gonzalez as joint administrator of the estate of decedent Reyes. The COA already issued a notice of disallowance of this anomalous transaction. Mamaya po itatanong natin sa COA, what happened with the appeal of Mayor?
Well, dito nga nagtatapos ang bidyong ito. Kayo naman po ang aking tatanungin mga kabayan. Ano naman po ang inyong mga reaksyon sa balitang ito? Ang ating comment section ay bukas para sa inyong mga samot-saming reaksyon at komento. Lagi niyo pong tatandaan na bilang isang mamamayan ng bansang Pilipinas at bilang isang butante at bilang isang matapat na mamamayan na nagbabayad ng buwis dito sa bansang ito ay kailangan din natin magsalita at mag-react. Huwag kakalimutan, do not let your thoughts left unspoken. As citizen of this country, your thoughts matters. Muli po, kung bago ka pa lamang sa aking channel, huwag kakalimutang mag-subscribe at pindutin ang notification bell upang laging maging updated sa mga bago at nagbabagang mga balita. Huwag din kakalimutang mag-iwan ng like at i-share ang bidyong ito upang ang inyong pamilya, kaibigan at kakilala ay maging aware din sila sa kung anong nangyayari sa ating pinakamamahal na bansang Pilipinas.